What if I told you the biggest sports trade this year isn't a player, but it's the license for every single card that you will collect? On October 2025, Fanatics takes the NBA from Panini, and recently they've also acquired the NFL, MLB, and some of the most major soccer leagues. But we will mainly discuss the NBA side of this, as that is the most important. And if you don't already know, this has been a huge discussion, and I'm here to tell you why and how it all started, so stick around till the end. To understand the magnitude of this takeover, we first need to recall how Panini itself rose to power. Panini Group, an Italian company famed for its World Cup sticker books, wasn't even a player in the American trading card market until the late 2000s. Back then, NBA cards were produced by familiar names like Topps and Upper Deck. But in January 2009, the NBA shocked the hobby by announcing Panini as its new exclusive trading card partner, dropping all of its longtime partners. The league wanted to expand globally and believed Panini's international reach was key to, quote, energize the category on a worldwide basis. Topps admitted it could not justify the investment needed to secure that exclusive deal, saying that the deal does not make economic sense for Topps. In other words, Panini likely outbid and outpromised everyone in order to grab the NBA license. So in 2009, Panini, known best for stickers and with no track record in the domestic trading card business, took over NBA cards, surprising many collectors. They quickly established Panini America in Texas and got to work. From the 2009 to 10 season onward, Panini held exclusive NBA rights, meaning only Panini could produce official NBA cards with team logos and player likeliness. Panini brought in new product lines like National Treasures and later Prism. They had a 15-year run of dominance in basketball cards, renewing their NBA deals and even expanding it to other sports. By 2016, Panini had also secured the exclusive NFL card license. In the card collecting hobby, Panini was sitting comfortably on two major thrones: professional basketball and football, while Topps continued its reign over baseball. Panini's era had its highs and lows. They delivered hugely popular products and superstar rookie cards, like Luka Doncic's Prism Rookie Card 1 of 1 that went for over $1 million, I'm pretty sure. The hobby itself experienced a renaissance during Panini's watch, and especially a massive boom around 2020 when card values skyrocketed and new collectors flooded in. But Panini also faced criticism from some collectors over time. Issues like quality control problems, an overabundance of similar parallel cards, long wait times for redemption autographs, and sky-high prices frustrated parts of the fanbase. Still, as of the early 2020s, Panini was the undisputed champ of NBA cards, and it seemed like they would hold that title for years to come. Little did they know, however, that an ambitious challenger was preparing a sneak attack to take over the entire industry. If you're a sports fan, you probably own a jersey, a hat, or a shirt from a team's official store. There's a good chance that merchandise came from Fanatics. Founded by Michael Rubin, Fanatics built a massive business in sports apparel and e-commerce partnerships, becoming the go-to retailer for licensed sports gear. And by 2021, Fanatics was an $18 billion company with many different sides of businesses. They had merch, sports betting, NFTs, and more. But trading cards? That was new territory, one dominated by legacy companies like Panini and Topps. However, Rubin saw an opportunity. The sports card hobby was booming again, and he believed the industry was ripe for innovation. Fanatics had huge advantages. They had deep pockets and strong relationships with sports leagues, and a vision to 10x the hobby's reach. Rubin boldly declared he wanted to dramatically grow their collector base in the coming years. Fanatics believed that with its resources, it could market cards better, integrate them with fan experiences, and sell directly to consumers in ways the old card companies hadn't. In a series of quiet, behind-the-scenes negotiations in 2021, Fanatics pulled off what can only be described as a license heist. In August 2021, news broke that Fanatics had reached exclusive trading card deals with not just one, but multiple sports leagues and player unions. One by one, Fanatics locked up long-term agreements with MLB and the MLB Players Association, the NFL Players Association, and the big one, the NBA and the National Basketball Players Association. These deals will make Fanatics the exclusive producer of cards for those leagues once the existing contracts expired. In other words, Fanatics was set to replace Topps as MLB's card partner and Panini as the NBA's and NFL's card partner in the coming years. The scope of these deals was unprecedented. Each league and players union was given an equity stake in the new Fanatics trading card venture, aligning their financial interests. Fanatics also reportedly guaranteed huge revenue streams. For example, the MLB PA deal was said to be more than 10 times larger than any previous card licensing deal the players union had ever gotten. That kind of money was impossible to ignore, and Fanatics essentially created a new subsidiary and brought the leagues and players in as partners. It was a bold strategy. Instead of just licensing, Fanatics offered the leagues a piece of the action. The negotiations were stealthy and lightning fast. Panini and Topps didn't even get a chance to counterbid. According According to Panini, they only learned about Fanatics exclusive agreements after they were consummated through reading about them in the media. In other words, one day in 2021, Panini opened the news and discovered that their most prized asset, the NBA license, had been signed away to Fanatics in a long-term deal, effective in 2025. The same for the NFL players, effective in 2026. It was a shockwave through the industry, and as one hobby publication put it, the trading card industry was turned upside down that August. Years of status quo were suddenly out the window thanks to Fanatics' secret coup. For Panini, this was devastating news. The entire Panini American business model was built on those NBA and NFL exclusive rights. Now they were on the clock. Once their contracts ran out, Fanatics would take over. Although, how could this happen? Part of the answer lies in what Fanatics was willing to do. They offered the moon and stars to the licensors. The leagues and unions saw dollar signs and a chance to be equity partners rather than just taking royalties. It likely didn't hurt that Michael Rubin was well connected in sports business circles. He was even a part owner of the Philadelphia 76ers NBA team at that time, giving him insider credibility. From the league's perspective, this was a bet that Fanatics could grow the hobby bigger than ever. Moving forward with an exclusive partner is the best way to energize the category. The NBA had said back when it chose Panini in 2009. Now, they were effectively saying the same thing. Fanatics was their chosen exclusive partner to recreate the card market on a new scale. It didn't hurt that Fanatics' new deals were extremely long-term, reportedly 20-year arrangements in some cases. It was virtually unheard of in trading cards. Fanatics wasn't just grabbing licenses, it was locking out competition for decades to come. The result of these secret deals was a bombshell. Fanatics had captured the holy trinity of sports trading card licenses, leaving Topps and Panini essentially having nothing. The news left Panini and Topps blindsided and sent shockwaves through the hobby. But Fanatics wasn't done yet. They had more moves to make to consolidate their impending empire. They were the real villain. One immediate question in late 2021 was, Fanatics now had the future licenses, but they had no experience producing trading cards. Sounds familiar? Kind of like Panini in 2009. Fanatics was amazing at producing merchandise, but making high-quality trading cards is its own art and science. Relationships with printers, card designers, distribution channels, and more. So Fanatics made another crazy move. In January of 2022, Fanatics acquired Topps for roughly $500 million. This gave Fanatics an established brand name and a running start. Topps already had manufacturing, design teams, and customer loyalty built over 70+ years in the card business. It also meant that Fanatics could immediately continue Topps' existing products. The once dominant Topps, which had been family-owned until the 2000s and was even about to go public via SPAC in 2021, suddenly found itself subsumed under Fanatics. Many collectors felt a bittersweet sting. Topps, the company behind the classic NBA cards in the 80s and 90s, had lost the NBA license in 2009, and now Topps was coming back, but only by the grace of Fanatics' takeover. Meanwhile, Panini was left in a weird spot. Unlike Topps, Panini did not get acquired, so Panini forged ahead independently. Knowing that their exclusive days were numbered, they had a finite window until late 2025 for NBA and a bit longer for NFL to make the most of their licenses or find a plan B. During 2022 and 2023, the trading card market cooled off a bit from the frenzy peak of 2020, but it was still far larger than it had been a decade earlier. Fanatics was gearing up, it integrated Topps, hired key personnel, and Fanatics also expanded in other ways. It bought PWCC Marketplace, which was a major card auction platform and still is, and even entered areas like sports betting. Michael Rubin was creating a sports ecosystem with trading cards as an important component. On the other side, Panini hustled to release product after product. Perhaps to capitalize on remaining time, some collectors noticed an uptick in Panini's output of sets and wondered if the quality control slipped as quantity rose. By mid-2023, there were a couple of Panini rumors. First, damaged cards in premium products. Second, points cards inserted instead of promised autographs. Third, star player missing autographs in sets, and much more. It's as if the loss of the license cast a shadow on Panini's final years with the NBA. But if Panini felt any hope that Fanatics might stumble or change course, those hopes were about to be crushed by what happened next. Fanatics didn't just sit and wait for 2025, they went on the offensive immediately. Having secured the future licenses, Fanatics proceeded to make life as difficult as possible for Panini in the present. How? By siphoning away Panini's key assets and undermining their products even before the takeover date arrived. In 2022 and 2023, Fanatics undertook a campaign that Panini would later call calculated, intentional, anti-competitive conduct. Let's break down what allegedly happened. Well, first of all, Fanatics began hiring away Panini's employees, including high-level talent. According to Panini, Fanatics didn't just offer better jobs, they also allegedly threatened Panini staff that if they didn't change companies, they might never work in the industry again once Panini lost its licenses. Second, perhaps most impactfully, Fanatics started signing exclusive contracts with star players, especially newly drafted rookies. This meant certain top prospects would only sign autographed cards for Fanatics and Topps, not Panini. Even though Panini still had the league license at the time, Panini claims Fanatics pressured star rookies and players to sign exclusive deals before Fanatics even owned the licenses. The effect? Panini's products in 2023 to 24 suddenly lacked some big name autographs, making those Panini sets less appealing to collectors. A prime example is Fanatics grabbed exclusive rights to many of the top 2024 NFL draft prospects for autographs, meaning Panini's late season football sets could be missing key rookie autos. In basketball, Fanatics found creative ways to get ahead too. For instance, signing phenoms like Victor Wembanyama to special card deals before he was in the NBA. One hobby reviewer noted that Fanatics' pursuit of exclusive rookie deals severely weakened the appeal of Panini's high-end releases like National Treasures. Collectors simply aren't as excited about a product missing the hottest new names or featuring only sticker autos because the on-card signings went exclusive to Fanatics. But now we are here. It's 2025 and the takeover is upon us. October 1st, 2025 is the red letter date. On that day, Fanatics officially becomes the NBA's exclusive trading card licensee. After 15 years, Topps is back in basketball, this time backed up by Fanatics' might. For collectors, this is monumental. The last time we saw Topps logos on NBA cards, LeBron James was a young star in Cleveland and Steph Curry was a rookie. And a decade and a half later, Topps trading cards for the NBA are finally returning. Fanatics, never shy about promotion, has been gearing up for this moment. However, Panini's past licensed cards aren't going to evaporate. In fact, many of those could become quite collectible as end of an era keepsakes. Think of it like this: Topps' last basketball set was 2009, and today, those 2009 Topps NBA boxes, which include the Stephen Curry rookie card for example, are worth a fortune. The same could happen with Panini's final print runs. People might stash away 2024 to 25 Panini products, knowing they represent a closed chapter of NBA card history. Some collectors are already buying up Panini's last Prism and National Treasures boxes as long-term holds, speculating they'll be nostalgic treasures down the road. So, has Fanatics stolen the NBA from Panini? Absolutely. But to be honest, I'm not sure if this is a good move or not, and we'll have to find out later. And if you, yes you, personally enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, feel free to comment down below your thoughts on this entire situation, and YouTube really thinks you're gonna like the video that's gonna pop up, so trust me, click on it, you won't regret it. Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day. Bye!